I want to tell you something I don't usually say. I don't know who I am. Not in dramatic way. Not a crisis. Just quietly, persistently I notice it. I make a decision, build something, commit to a direction, and somewhere underneath it, a voice that won't go away. This doesn't quite feel like me. Maybe you know that voice. Maybe you have changed careers, changed cities, changed relationships, looking for the version of your life that finally fits. And it gets closer sometimes, but never completely. I think about this a lot, and I have started to wonder if the problem isn't that I haven't found myself yet. Maybe the problem is what I'm looking for, and whether it even exists. There's a story from ancient Greece. A boy knelt beside a pool of water and looked in, and what he saw stopped him completely. A face, beautiful, still, looking back at him. He reached for it. The water broke. He waited for it to return. It always returned. But the moment he moved toward it, it disappeared. His name was Narcissus, and he spent the rest of his life at the edge of that water. Not from vanity, from longing. He had seen something that felt like himself, and he could never hold it. That story is 3,000 years old. It has never stopped being true. The oldest philosophical instruction we have is 2 words: know thyself, carved into stone at the Temple of Delphi, a command so old we don't know who first wrote it. Socrates made it his entire life. He walked the streets of Athens asking people who they were, not their name, not their profession. Who are you? And one by one they unraveled. The generals who didn't know what courage was, the poets who couldn't explain their own poems, the wise men who discovered, under questioning, that their wisdom was borrowed. Socrates never claimed to have the answer. He said the only thing he knew was that he knew nothing, and he kept asking anyway. He was executed for it. The city found the question too dangerous. Maybe that tells you something about how powerful it is. 17 centuries later, a man sat alone in a room in the Netherlands and decided to adopt everything. His name was René Descartes. He stripped everything away. His senses, the external world, other people, everything fell, until one thing remained. The very act of adopting was proof of something. I think, therefore I am. Not I feel, not I achieve, not I'm loved or useful or successful. I think, therefore I am. Strip everything away. What's left? That's you. David Hume tried the same experiment a century later. He looked inward, searching for the self, and he couldn't find it. When I enter most intimately into what I call myself, he wrote, I always stumble on some particular perception of heat or cold, love or hatred, pain or pleasure. I never catch myself without a perception. There is no I underneath the thoughts. There's only the thinking. This terrified people. It still does. But something happened when I sat with Hume's idea long enough. It stopped feeling like a loss and started feeling like a door. Franz Kafka wrote a story about a man named Gregor Samsa who woke up one morning transformed into an insect. The story is strange, but the question underneath isn't. Gregor's family still called him by his name, but they stopped looking at him, stopped feeding him properly. Eventually, they stopped mourning him altogether. And the question Kafka leaves you with isn't about transformation. It's simpler, more brutal. When your usefulness disappears, when the role you play is gone, are you still you? Or were you the role all along? How many of us are living as Gregor, performing a function, answering to a name, never once asking, what's underneath? Carl Jung spent his entire life to answer this question. He said every person carries two things simultaneously: the persona, the mask, the version of yourself you constructed for the world, agreeable, competent, acceptable. You built it carefully, probably starting in childhood. It works, it protects you. And the shadow, everything the mask hides, the parts of you that didn't fit, that were inconvenient, that you learned to push down. Just said the tragedy isn't having a shadow. Everyone does. The tragedy is never meeting it, because the self isn't the mask, and it isn't the shadow either. It's what happens when you finally let them face each other. In the 5th century, a brilliant young man from North Africa spent years living exactly the life he told himself he didn't want. Pleasure, ambition, restlessness, moving from city to city, philosophy to philosophy, lover to lover. And through all of it, he wrote, there was something underneath that none of it touched. His name was Augustine, and he eventually wrote the sentence I think might be the most honest description of a human condition ever recorded. Our heart is restless until it finds rest in thee. Augustine didn't find himself by looking for himself. He found himself by following the thing he loved most, all the way to its source. What do you love? Not what you think you should love, not what makes sense. What do you actually love? That direction might be more honest than any answer. In London, in 1985, a virus attacked a man's brain and destroyed his ability to form new memories. His name was Clive Wearing. Every 30 seconds he woke up. For what felt like the first time. He had no past, no continuous self. For years, scientists pointed to him as proof of what Hume suspected, that the self is nothing more than memory and continuity. Take those away, and the person disappears. But then something strange emerged. Every time his wife walked in the room, every single time, even if she had just left, Clive wept with joy. He didn't remember her, but something in him recognized her. And when they set him at the piano, his hands knew exactly what to do. Memory was gone, but love remained. Music remained. Whether Clive Wearing was, it was not stored in his memories. It was somewhere deeper than that. The Portuguese poet Fernando Pessoa never solved the question of who he was, so he stopped trying. Instead, he created 72 distinct characters, each with their own name, biography, philosophy, and writing style. He wrote as all of them, lived as all of them. When he died, they found a trunk containing 27,000 pages of manuscript, 27 pages of selves. People called it madness. I think it might have been the most honest response to the question anyone has ever given. Maybe the self is not one thing. Maybe it never was. Maybe you are not supposed to find the one true version of yourself. Maybe you are supposed to write all of them. The question isn't who am I? The question is who am I choosing to become? The ship of Theseus sailed for years. When a plank rotted, they replaced it, then another, until every single piece of the original ship had been replaced. Was it still the same ship? You are not who you were 10 years ago, not the same beliefs, not the same fears, not the same body. Are you still you? I think yes, but not because you stayed the same, because the changing was continuous. Because the thread didn't break. You are not a destination. You're a river. I started this not knowing what I was looking for. I still don't know who I am. Not completely. Probably not ever. But I have stopped thinking what's the failure. Socrates never found the answer and kept asking anyway. Descartes stripped everything away and found thinking. Hume found no self and felt strangely free. Augustine followed love to its source. Jung said, "Meet your shadow." Clive Wearing lost his memory and kept his love. Pessoa wrote 72 selves and called it honest. Sartre said, "Create, don't discover." None of them agreed. All of them kept going. Maybe that's what identity actually is. Not the answer, but the willingness to keep asking. Maybe the searching is the self. You don't know who you are yet. Neither do I. But we are here, looking. And that is not nothing.
Between thoughts, I call your name. Between thoughts, I fall again. Searching for myself. Searching for myself. Between thoughts, I hear the ache. Between thoughts, I break awake. Searching for myself. Searching for myself. I found my old jacket on the back of the chair. Pocket full of train tickets to nowhere in there. My phone lit up once, then I let it go dark. I was chasing a spark that was hot in my heart. I keep reaching for the shape of my face. Every answer slips through the same empty